Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today, from McFarlane Toys and their DC Multiverse line, we are featuring The Flash, Barry Allen, from the upcoming live-action feature. Alright, so just to warn you in advance, I'm kind of losing my voice. My voice is really shot right now, so I'm not sure if I'm going to speak a whole lot through this video. If anything, I want to unbox it and present it to you just so you're better informed as to whether or not this is something you need in your collection. Alright, so let's get started. Bear with me. Like I said, my voice is kind of shot, so at any moment my voice just might go kaput. Alright, so we have the Flash here. Really beautiful, deep, vibrant red. It looks amazing. To be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about this costume yet. Even though I thought the Snyderverse Justice League costume looked kind of crazy, this one, I think, bothers me a little bit more. It's clearly influenced by the New 52 design from the comic books, with all the light piping and the lightning bolts and stuff. And it's also very streamlined as well. But, I don't know, there's something about this that just doesn't hit a chord with me. But that's not to say it's a bad costume by any means. I mean, aesthetically, it's just not my cup of tea. But that might change after I see the film. The figure comes with a lot of lightning bolt accessories, which is very common for McFarlane Flash figures. And on the back, much like the other figures from the movie line, we're just getting a comic book inspired illustration. Alright, so let's begin. So there's also two other Flash action figures from in the McFarlane line. There's the young Barry Allen in the Batman costume, and then there's also the Dark Flash action figure. I saw the Dark Flash at my Target today, but I passed on it. And I'm expecting the Batman Flash costume through Amazon like any day now. So hopefully I'll review that as soon as I get it. And we have the Flash. Looks great. As usual, we have the trading card and the display base. So the Flash is a character we've gotten multiple figures of already in the McFarlane line. I think with the exception of Batman and Superman, I think we might have gotten more Flash figures than any other character. Possibly Wonder Woman even, but I'm not complaining. I like all the Flash figures. I think my favorite one so far is the Page Puncher's Flash. I think that one looks really awesome. I do like, even though I said at the start of the video that I'm kind of lukewarm to this costume, I do like the shade of red that they're using. It's really, really beautiful. And contrasted with that gold, it just looks even more spectacular. Alright, immediately after, wow, there's a lot, this figure is very greasy. As you can see, it leaves all these weird grease marks, and it feels very oily. It's weird. This is a first for me. I've never felt a figure like, it's almost like they dipped it in Crisco or like vegetable oil. It's really shiny, as you can see, but it's also just incredibly oily and greasy. It leaves all these like grease marks. It's kind of disgusting. Yeah, so for whatever reason, I can't explain it. This figure, it's kind of gross. Yeah, this figure, at least my figure, it's super oily. I don't get it. Maybe it's the release compound or something, or I hope it's not some sort of weird side effect from the paint, but it almost feels like this figure was like dipped in like WD-40. It's kind of gross. One thing I'll give the figure is that it's really well done. It's very clean. I like the figure's silhouette. And when I say silhouette, what that entails is that, like, if you look at the figure, like the overall contour of his figure, that's the silhouette. It's really well done. It's really nice. He's really streamlined, and he kind of has that athletic, like runner's build that you'd expect. And it's completely, I have to be honest, it's completely grossing me out that this figure is so oily. I don't get it. It's weird. As you can see, it leaves all these grease marks everywhere. So hopefully your figure isn't as bad as mine. The sculpting is really well done. And I have to admit, I think I'm changing my tune. I think I am warming up to this costume. The helmet is it looks very inspired from the MCU Captain America helmet. It looks very similar to that. He has the lightning bolts on the side. The light piping with all the yellow and gold, throughout his body, it's very well done. Very clean. There's really fine cut recesses throughout the armor. And then it's filled with this like gold paint. And then he has the gold belt also, which is well sculpted. And if this figure looks really glossy, it's like I said, it's because it's super oily. It's weird. I don't get it. Hopefully yours isn't as bad as mine, but as you can see, my hands are starting to look really gross and oily. It's odd, but the figure is beautiful. Like I said, the shade of red is fantastic. I love the lightning bolt emblem on his chest. It's a relieve the detail so you can actually feel it. The head sculpt is really well done. Even though it kind of masks most of Ezra Miller's face, you can still make out his jawline and chin. The eyes look like they're looking straight at us. I think they got rid of that side eye that like plagued McFarlane figures most of that one year. But yeah, very clean figure, very lean build. And just for a size comparison, here's one of the older McFarlane Batmans. The older McFarlane figs were so much larger than the newer stuff. The articulation is as follows. His head rotates left and right. Does he look down? As you can see, very long neck. Does look down. Does he look up? Does look up, which is nice because then you can kind of like recreate some nice running poses. The nice thing with this figure being so greasy and oily is that it's easy to move his joints. But it's, oh my god, it's so disgusting. I feel like I have to like wash this figure like in soapy water. But it moves smooth. It's like butter. You can get all these nice like runner poses. And I love the fact that this guy, it looks like the Flash. There's some Flash figures that we've gotten, even though they're so beautiful in their sculpting. For example, the Injustice Flash and Hot Pursuit Flash. Those are inspired by the video game designs, but the physique was just so bulky, and it's kind of hard to get him in like decent running poses. I mean, you could, but the fact that he was like overly built, it just didn't look right. But this one, he's so lean. And it seems like, everything just moves really well. It's a really well articulated figure. I think some of the McFarlane figures, for the most part, they have a lot of articulation, but trying to get them in like those key poses could be somewhat difficult. But this one, it seems like it really wants to be posed, which is nice. It would have benefited from a thigh cut up here, because it's unfortunate because the Batman of the Ben Affleck figure has the upper thigh cut. I would have liked it just so you can, get that extra range of motion. Although he does have a thigh swivel towards the top, which is a little bit more than what we get with other McFarlane figures, as you can see. It seems like they cut out more of this area here just so it could allow for that twisting motion, which is nice. Yeah, but overall it's a great figure. The articulation's pretty solid. The only thing that's really weirding me out, like I said, my figure is incredibly greasy and oily. I don't have an explanation for that, and I'm most likely going to have to like submerge this figure in like soapy water just to get all that grease off, or oil. I don't know what it is. It's probably maybe some sort of like release compound or something. But the figure is nice. You get some nice poses out of it. So highly recommended. I'm sure you're going to see the Flash movie, and if you've already pre-ordered all the figures, you're probably waiting on this, or you have this already. And it's great. I think it's awesome. It moves so well. I can't stress that enough. You know, it's a nice figure. I like this. And the costume, I am warming up to it. I think what would have been cool is if they gave us the clear gold lenses over the eyes like we see in the trailer when they kind of come down. But overall, it's a fantastic figure. Well worth the wait, well worth the purchase. On a scale of 1 to 10, for me, easy solid 9. The only thing is, like I said, my figure is just incredibly oily, and if you look at my hands, they're starting to look all greasy. It's kind of weird. All right, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.